All right, find the vector u. Find the vector u given the magnitude is 6, and the direction angle is 330. So again, I like to draw these as best we can. So 330, and then it's got a magnitude of 6. So I know that this angle here is 30 degrees. So I just think of this as a conversion problem, right? We know, like when we're going from rectangular to pole, I know it's vectors, but it's the same idea as going from rectangular coordinates to polar, right? If I have these rectangular coordinates here, or I should say from going from polar to rectangular, right? So if I know the theta and the r, I can find the x and the y. Remember that x is r cosine of theta, and the y component is r, or y coordinate is y sine of theta. When we talk vectors, I just think components, horizontal and vertical. So remember that the horizontal component here, if I call that x and call that y, would be the magnitude times the cosine of 30, and the y component would be the magnitude times the sine of 30. Now, I don't want to, I just wanted to show you this in case you can't get the exact answer. This would give us, if they're irrational, give us the irrationals. But so that's how you would do it if you didn't notice that this is a 30, 60, 90. I probably shouldn't erase that. I'll leave that up there for you. Sorry. If you didn't notice that this is a 30, 60, 90, oh boy, try again. If you do notice that, then it's much easier to do. I know the hypotenuse is 6, so the short leg is 3, and that means the long leg is 3 root 3, and that's the fastest way to get those components of the vector. So the vector would be 3 root 3, negative 3. The final thing I have to just consider the direction. Okay? So that was a pretty quick one, 2 minutes. Let's see if I can do the next one. So we're on number 11. What was 11? Darn it. 11 is a child pulls a wagon with a... Okay, so we've got this wagon. There's your child pulling it. That force is 40 pounds. And it's with a 30-degree angle to the ground, so I can draw the parallel thing here. All right, so we've got a magnitude of 40. We've got an angle here of 30. State the resultant vector in rectangular form. And so it's basically the same question as above, right? I want this component and that component. That's how I would state the vector. It would be x, y. So again, the x is r cosine theta and the y is r sine theta. But this is also a 30, 60, 90 triangle. I did a bunch of that just to do some geometry review. So the short leg is half the hypotenuse and the long leg is 20 root 3. So it's the short leg times root 3. So we've got and I drew it everything pulling in the positive direction. So our vector is 20 root 3, comma 20. That's the resultant vector in rectangular form. Again, I just want to say that if I did it the other way, it would be 40 times the cosine of 30 degrees. And you would get a decimal in your calculator. So you would have to approximate by rounding because it's an irrational number. That wasn't so long either. Can we move on to 12? This is a 4-minute video. I'll cut it here.